Okay, so this is a Zoom H4n field recorder. It's made to record audio, and you could use either the internal mics, which are these two, which is stereo. It's stereo mic if it has two mics, it's mono mic if it has only one. And you could also use inputs through microphones here, so you could use an XLR input, or if you don't have XLR, you could also plug in a smaller mic set here, 3.5mm jack. So these take AA batteries, so you need to make sure you have those in, and they also require a SD card. So just in there's a little SD card. So this is an 8GB SD card, so it will be a lot more than you would ever need really for audio recording. A 2GB SD card will probably last you like a few hours. 8GB will probably last you at least a full day, like 24 hours, which you would never need at the highest quality. Okay, so let's have a look at the settings that we can choose. So this is the on button. You just hold it down here for a second or two until it goes on, and now it's going on. You should also be using a headphone when you're using this, because you can monitor your audio and make sure that it's actually recording properly. The only really important settings to know about is this 4816 over here. 48 is your frequency, so that's kind of like your frame rate if you know much about video. 16 is your quality, 16-bit. So the important thing about 48 is there's only two options really, 48 and 44.1. 44.1 is good for musicians, so if you're doing music recording or if you're adding tracks to some music or samples, you would want this to be on 44. For video, anything to do with video or film, that would be on 48. So the 16, that's just your quality. I usually put it on 24, 16 will be fine. But let's show you how to change that setting. So you'd go into the menu, there's a little menu button over here. So you click on the menu button, takes you into here, and you just go down over here to recording. So the recording menu, you go into there. The way you get into there is you just push this inwards, so that's okay. So this is up and down, and pushing it in is saying okay. So when you go into the record setting, it takes you here, and you just choose record format. You click on that, and you've got your choice for 44.1, like I mentioned, and it's got 16 or 24-bit, and 48, which is 16 or 24-bit. So if you're doing, I recommend almost always do 24-bit, because why not? 44.1 is for music again, and then 48 is for video. Let's see what other options we have. We also have 96, which is double the 48, which is just double the quality, but you don't need to. That's a little bit overkill, unless you know what you're doing. There's also options for MP3s. I don't really recommend MP3s, but if space is really important, if you're going to be recording like a 20-hour-long video or something, or audio, you might want to use MP3 instead. But I usually recommend WAV. WAVs are a lot higher quality. So this is the setting that I personally use all the time, WAV 48 kilohertz at 24-bit. And just click OK. Oops. OK. OK. There we go. And then I could just click on menu to get back out. So that's the most important setting. The only other thing you really need to know about is volumes. So over here, this volume is the volume you're listening at. So this doesn't affect the recording at all. So it's recommended you change this only once you've changed the record level. So just change your record level, make sure you're happy with it, and then kind of you can adjust depending on what kind of headphones you're using. So the record level depends on your mic. So we can't actually change it right now because we don't have a mic in there. But if I were to click on this, it'll let you go. Now, if you tap on this mic, it shows you if it should show you what's going on if the mic's being received. It currently isn't. That's because you're not in standby mode. You click the record button to go into standby mode. So I'm just going to click on record. And you can see now it's standby mode. It can hear me talk. Hello, hello. It can hear me tapping on the microphone. And now you could put the mic wherever you need it and test the audio that you're recording and see if it's picking it up. This isn't really picking me up as I speak very well, so I might bring up the record volume up. And now, as you can see, it can move a lot. It's moving a lot better. Now, where you want the record level to go is around this minus 12 decibel area. So like it's a little bit low now, so maybe I'll bring it up a little bit, the record volume, and there, that's a little bit better. Ideally, you would go a little bit closer to the subject, so you take this a little bit closer to me, for instance, if you're recording me speaking. Yep, okay, so that's standby mode when you press record once. You have to press record again to actually record. So you could see over here, the 000 is showing it's not recording. If you press again, now it's recording as you see those numbers going up. So always make sure you see these numbers going up. And when you're done, you just press stop. You can pause a recording. I don't really recommend it because you can pause it and then resume the recording. But that kind of displaces time, and I don't really like doing that. So I like to hit stop when I'm done and then just record again. And then again, see it's not going. You have to press record twice. And there you go. And that's about it for the Zoom H4n.